What is up, everybody? Hope you have been having a great time with the DLC. Today we're going to have a look at Rellana's Twinblades. These weapons are really fun. They are really... they flow. The attack chains that you can have with these weapons really flow together. This weapon sacrifices the L1 wiggle, which could be useful for turning around while running. Because if you run and turn around and wiggle L1 before you turn around, it's going to skip an animation that actually leaves you pretty vulnerable. That animation right there, where my character turns around, that actually leaves you very vulnerable to piercing damage and other kinds of counterattacks. And this weapon doesn't have that. It doesn't have the ability to, you know, wiggle yourself out of an angle, right? But it sacrifices that thing for a regular straight sword one. So it really emphasizes on the being aggressive, on chaining your attacks one after the other in special combos, sort of like Bloodborne. This is like, even if it doesn't have like a transformation attack, it really feels like a Bloodborne weapon. Easily it could be in Bloodborne, in my opinion. And because of that, it really incentivizes a really fun playstyle, which is the constant aggression, mix-up and multiple attacks. It's really good for finishing off people. I mean, it has literally frame traps implemented in the moveset that will lead you to catching people off guard, catching people when they're low HP, and it's really fun. And what really stands out from these weapons is the really flashy Ash of War. The sort of Night and Flame stance, it's sort of similar, but it's way more centered around utility. I mean, this is clearly a projectile-based attack, multiple hit combo projectile-based attack, and this is an AoE attack that covers the whole area in a Firestorm. The Firestorm attack has the capability of stun-locking people into place. Stun-locks a lot, so it's basically a stun-lock machine that's very useful for close quarters encounters, and as opposed to the projectile throwing attack, which is really good for finishing off people and just overall catching people off guard with a little bit of extra range. Even though it's a projectile, it doesn't have that much extra range. It's just really good for catching people off guard with how fast it is. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to try these weapons in the clips, and hopefully you enjoy the video. Alright, straight into the invasions. The build basically has utility spells for Faith stats and some Intelligent Mist that would be good to use in closed environments, just to sort of synergize with the use of paired lightweight swords. Yeah. Holy shit! Holy crap, that was crazy! Definitely the Ash of War is like the highlight of this weapon, just by the mere fact that it looks so flashy. This looks so fucking cool, what the fuck? These swords go hard! Ooh. And here's an example of Mist being a good utility. Since we're not using spell damage, we're using spells for utility. Yeah! There we go! I can deal with you without a worry in the world. There we go, yeah! And of course, since we're going for utility and we have Faith, fairly high Faith, Scarlet Ionia is also pretty useful. And just look at the way the sword combos into itself. It really does remind you of Bloodborne. And that's all just because of the feel of the weapon. It's the feel of the weapon that makes you say, ah, Bloodborne a little bit. I wish Melania's rune actually worked, because god, the rally system would have been so good in Elden Ring. I wish most of the rune arcs actually worked in multiplayer and were useful. Since to me the only useful rune arc is like the Godric one, the Morgoth one, and maybe Radance. Maybe. Yeah, what a shame.
Oh shit! Oh, that was so funny. What the fuck? Yes! Anime swords. Those swords do a lot of damage. It's not swords. It's not a curved sword. It's the real name of it. That's such a nasty roll catch. Look at it then. Oh.
I hope you guys like the montage. I think it's a pretty useful weapon overall. At the end of the day, this weapon has probably most of what you would want a weapon to have. I mean, it has an interesting moveset. Recently it's been patched and now it actually deals poison damage, as opposed to the clips that you're watching right now, which are pretty much from the DLC release. It has very useful Ashes of War. The Moonlight Veil kind of projectile, not so much. That one tends to miss track a lot of the times for some reason, unless you're up close. And in a certain angle, the shots just seem to miss sometimes. But the Ash of War R2 definitely is very useful because of the fact that it staggers. Like, well, right there it didn't stagger. But that dude is kind of poison, so it makes sense. Most people it will stagger if they eat the whole Firestone, which makes it a really useful Ash of War AoE control sort of Ash of War. And yeah, it's, well, the most important aspect of them all. It's fucking flashy as fuck. It's one of the most interesting looking weapons of the DLC, and thankfully it's for intelligence and faith builds, which they certainly needed some love compared to the base game, which had basically no weapons for that kind of build. I still complain a little bit about the variety of weapons that build can rock, but in terms of spells, I think we did pretty okay for that kind of build. I mean, we have the putrescent spells, we had impenetrable thorns, one of the strongest spells that Elden Ring has ever had, although now it's nerfed to shit, like it literally doesn't work, but it doesn't matter, it had its moment, you know. And well, in general, just the versatility of the kind of build that you're rocking, it's pretty alright. I think it's in a nice state. Then the ones that were mostly fucked in this DLC were the pure sorcerer's intelligence sort of builds. They got like 2 spells, and it's not even that. I mean, they're not really good, but they're not bad either. I mean, Glintstone Trio is pretty okay to combo into other things. Medium's Vanishing is really cool. By no means it's overpowered, it's just really cool, a nice addition for sorcerers to mix up their stuff. I don't know why they reduced the iframes on it. For some reason in the latest patch they just destroyed the iframes. I mean, they didn't destroy the iframes, but it wasn't strong. I mean, it wasn't like a very good iframe kind of spell. I don't know why they would nerf. It's one of the random nerfs that they did. But of course, Smith Crypt Shield is still untouched. And Smith Crypt Shield is one of the best spells in the fucking game, and it's like it requires 14 strength, 16 dex or something like that, and it obviously costs no fucking FP. I mean, it's the best spell simply because it tracks so well and it's so fast. Anybody can wear it, so yeah, but it looks goofy as fuck, and that's unforgivable, right? Oh wow. Damn, that was a sort of Night and Flame kill. Funny. This is sort of Night and Flame kill in 2024. But yeah, so it basically does feel like Rellana's Twinblades is the bigger brother of the sort of Night and Flame, in the sense that it's longer, it's 2 swords, but thematically it's literally the same, like a flame / sorcery kind of sword. But yeah, pretty cool addition nonetheless. Something that has happened recently with the newest patch is that Eternal Darkness that you can see me wearing there, slotted in the spells, for some reason it just doesn't work against certain spells. I need to gather footage for that, but I can assure you shit, it doesn't work anymore. It's kind of broken. Like, the spells won't track into the circle of darkness anymore, which is kind of disappointing. And my guess is most people haven't noticed it because nobody uses it. Nobody uses it. It's not really that strong of a spell, but it's very good looking. And you know, basically with this build that I'm rocking for these swords, I am using mostly utility spells that do not rely on damage to be useful. Basically because we wanna stack most of the damage on the melee side of things. I mean, the multi-hit talisman is a must with these swords. They perform pretty good without them, but it's obviously good to have them. It synergizes really well with the multi-hit aspect of the weapon. And another weapon that I pair the dual light greatswords with is what you're seeing right there. Smith Crypt daggers. I think it's pretty good to finish off people. This was post patch 13 point something, so the daggers had no range, but they dealt a lot of damage. I don't know why the damage tanked so hard. Like, they basically made them. I know that's the idea of the daggers, to deal little damage but have like the utility of range, but I mean it was way more fun when it actually dealt serious damage. Damn, here you can see me miss all the hits on Rokan Stone, the Master Dodger, even though he's like a tank build. But I don't think he dodges the important attack. Oops, missed the repost, lol. Yeah, I don't think he's going to dodge the important attack of his sword. This is basically like an Asher War Machine. Ooh, look at the damage. Oh, it would have been so stylish to get the repost there. But anyways, I mean, this video is about the double swords, so I better use them. There we go. Rellana would be proud. Or Rellana. Oh, I don't fucking know. The names are all the same to me in this fucking video game. What a weird writing decision to make all the names sound so similar. But hey, that's been the build.